For 10 years, I ran some of the hardest races on earth without being sidelined. No injuries, no long layoffs, just relentless forward progress. But this past year, everything changed. A surprise injury, my first in over a decade, and it forced me to stop. I learned something powerful. Even the strongest bodies break, but the strongest minds rebuild. This is my rebuild. This is run far, lift heavy. Hello. First and foremost, I just want to say thank you so much for being here. If you are new to my channel, welcome. You're at the right place. It's been over a year since I have put out a YouTube series or a documentary, mainly because of this injury. In fact, I can't believe that I'm sitting here right now recording. I'm so grateful because I've spent most of this past year rehabbing a knee injury. This has been a big surprise for me, not being injured in over a decade. I've really prided myself on durability and strength, but I've also had that in the back of my mind that it really has been a gift to have a career for so long and not have any major injuries that have kept me from training or have taken me out of a race. This injury came out of nowhere. Here I am, limping. My first legit injury in a while, and a long while. And on one hand, I'm like, well, it's about time. But I'll be honest, I'm pretty heartbroken right now. It was one of those injuries, and maybe you can relate, where I had been running on this knee for a few months, and some days I would just cross train because it was bothering me, but it wasn't acute enough for me to stop completely because I haven't had an injury in so long. And so I thought, oh, maybe it's tight, maybe it's a mobility issue, maybe it's a strength issue. And so I was always trying to rework it. And I always just thought like, yeah, I can keep running. But this particular day, it was a very painful step that I took. And that pretty much changed everything.
There's a tear pattern that is what we call a radial tear pattern. But if we see white in areas that shouldn't be white, it indicates fluid in an area where there's a tear.
So I found this incredible doctor, Dr. Ryan Labovich. I was very grateful to find him because he too is an endurance athlete. He loves the mountains, and I knew that this doctor would understand me. When he told me that I would need surgery, I was in disbelief. So it was a radial meniscus tear, but the worst part actually, and this is really what took me out the longest, was pretty bad bone edema, which is bruising all around it, which is my fault because apparently I was injured and I just kept training on it. Running 100-mile weeks on a bad knee is not a good idea, and bone edema takes a lot longer to heal than I thought.
What's up, guys? We're here in the lobby awaiting the doctor.
Yeah, I had to sign my leg. So the day of surgery arrived.
How do you feel?
I'm a little nervous.
It's okay to be nervous. You're good here, so. Yeah, no, to be expected, but you're gonna do great.
It felt like I was stepping into a world I never wanted to be a part of. Not the pain, it was more just taking a step back from everything that I loved and what was really normal to my everyday life. The training, going to the mountains, racing. I had my eyes set on doing Badwater 135, and now all of that was about to stop.
What we really want to do is keep her as strong as possible, and we will load that knee as it's able to be loaded in a slow fashion.
So post-surgery, I learned the bone edema was pretty bad. I needed to stay off my knee, but I could lift. So I was still lifting, and I thought, even in our injuries, even in our setbacks, there's always something that we can work on. There's always areas of weakness that we can strengthen. And so, you know, on the physical side, that is what my training was. It was a lot of strength training.
Almost 2, baby.
But I also believe that just because something is taken away from us, especially when it's something that we really love, I think it's important that we remember that we are made for so much more and that we have so many abilities. We have interests and curiosities, and maybe the injury is what we need to explore those things or to grow us in a certain way. So I did my best to really lean into that. You know, instead of competing at Badwater 135, I was able to help direct a film for Badwater 135.
Is she running uphill after 42 miles? Yes, she is. Because that's Kaylee right there.
I went to TrailCon. I was able to help with the Ultra Running Awards and the Hall of Fame and just be a part of cheering for people at Western States 100. I was able to work on a project with my daughter called Let Her Fly, where again, I was out in my favorite place, Mount Whitney and Death Valley. We did a beautiful photo shoot, video shoot. We're still working on that. From there, I went to UTMB. I was able to cheer for people at UTMB.
Have a great day out there. Let's go, Andy!
I did some live shows with my buddy Dylan Bowman. I was there with ACG doing some events and just kind of helping promote the new team. And then I did a 15-city tour and I traveled around to 15 different cities, speaking, doing appearances, doing run clubs.
Good job, you guys!
We are signing the rest of our posters.
Let's see what Max's look like. Oh wait, did I spell it right? No, wait. I spelled my name wrong.
And then somewhere in there too, we also bought a house.
Nice. Let's go.
Looking back, I realized that time it didn't break me. It just built a different kind of strength. And it also just reminded me of some things that I need to be focusing on and other areas in my life that bring so much fulfillment and joy. There is definitely a lot of blessings in the injury. And you know, that's not to say that it wasn't hard. I mean, at my core, I love being in the mountains and I purely just love running. I have since I was a little girl. I find so much joy in just moving my body. I love being able to disconnect from my phone, from technology, and just be on top of a mountain and watch the sunset. I love this sport so much. So yeah, I missed it. Finally in October, Dr. Ryan Labovich called me to give me the results of my MRI. I literally was holding my breath, just hoping that he would have some good news for me. And it was great news. I was able to start running very lightly. I mean, really ease into it. My return to running was very, very slow. I think the first week was like maybe 10 miles. I did a lot of run walk within those 10 miles. Every other day running, sometimes taking 2 days off just to be careful. But I'll tell you, I cried. I was so happy when I learned that I could return to running. You know, it wasn't fast, it definitely wasn't far, but it felt sacred.
Look at that big old smile.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. We got 4 miles.
How would that
Best
feel?
feeling ever. On a scale of 1 to 10, my happiness level is definitely a 15. 5.47 miles. That is the furthest I have gone in many, many months.
People think the hardest part of ultra running is the miles, the distance, 100, 200, 250 miles. I actually think the hardest part is finding the strength, the courage to start again. And whether that is after a DNF, maybe it's even mid-race when you're like, this is just not my day. I'm throwing up, or my legs are too sore, I can't keep going. To then like have a mind shift and then continue on after that, or to come back to the start line of a race where you had a DNF or maybe an injury. Yeah, I think that's where we learn a lot about ourselves. I really believe that we are all resilient. We are all strong. And a lot of that starts with our mind. What we believe to be true about ourselves, what we believe to be possible. And I really hope as you come back to my channel, as you go through these episodes with me, or maybe you too are rebuilding or building back from something, that you will just be encouraged and hopefully reminded of who you are. Because I don't think it's a special trait to me, the durability that I have had. I really do believe it's a mindset, and it's something that we can choose. If you've ever had to start again, I really hope that this series gives you strength. In fact, subscribe, and please share this with somebody else who you think would be encouraged or who just enjoy following along, whether it's the training, the racing, the adventuring, or just everyday life. My hope is to just show you a real, raw insight of not only this rebuild, but some big scary goals that I'm going to be going after and how I'm tackling them. But ultimately, my goal is to encourage you, because if I can do it, you can do it too. Welcome to Run Far, Lift Heavy. So,
Don't go
It
running
could
on it.
change, yeah. First of all.
I promise I'll be a good patient.